Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to begin with chapter number 12 from our Environmental Studies Part 1 textbook, that is Food for All. This lesson we are going to include in the science section. So now let's begin with the lesson. As the lesson's name is Food for All, this tells us that food is one of our basic need. Yes? All the persons or people which live on the earth, they have mostly three basic needs. What are those? Correct. Food, clothing and shelter. So about shelter you have studied, I think so, in geography section. If not, you may study. About food we are going to study in science. Yeah. So food is one of the need which all the persons require in their day-to-day life, isn't it? Because if we want energy to do different kind of work, then we need food, and through food only we get this energy. Now food, how it is grown, how do we get food, that all things we are going to study in this lesson. We even get different food items. Yes, are these food items available, or fruits, if you will consider one of the fruit, is this fruit available throughout the year? No, different seasons we have different food items. Yes, so we are going to learn about all this in this lesson. Okay, so let's get started. At the beginning of the lesson you can see they have asked us, can you tell? They have given us few questions. We will read those questions and answer those questions. Okay, let's start with it. Which vegetables do we get around the time of Diwali? So they are asking which vegetables, which fruits, which grains. So students, if you have gone with your parents in the market, or if you have seen in your house during the Diwali time, you can surely answer this question. Yes, so see the answer. The vegetables which we mostly get around the time of Diwali are chakvat and green peas. Yeah, so these are the two vegetables which we get at the time of Diwali. Now they are asking us next, that is which fruits. So the fruits available at that time are oranges and figs. Which grains? So the grains available during time of Diwali are jawar and bajra. Now the next question what they are asking us, the second question is, what are the seasons for jawar, bajra, rice, mangoes, oranges and jackfruits? Okay, so during winter we get jawar and bajra. Mangoes and jackfruits are the fruits available in the summer season. Rice is grown during rainy season. And students, oranges are available at the start of winter season. So this is the answer for your second question. The third question, which parts of plants do we use as food? So mostly all the parts of the plant we use as the food. For example, roots. There are few roots which we eat as fruits, as food. For example, beetroot, radish, carrot, etc. are the roots which we eat. Next, stems, that is sweet potatoes, yam. All these are the stems. Yes, you have heard suran. It is also one of the stem. Yeah, yam, that is suran. Next, leafy vegetables, or you can say leaves. Then the vegetables like spinach, fenugreek, that is all called as methi in Marathi. These are the leaves which we eat as leafy vegetables. There are fruity vegetables, that is tomatoes, brinjals. Okay, these are the fruity vegetables. Next, seeds, groundnut, cereals, different pulses. Then olive seeds are there, from that we extract olive oil, which we have as a food item. Yeah, even groundnut, from groundnut we extract the oil. Groundnuts are the seeds from which we get the oil. Then that is the part of plant, that is seeds, from which we have food. So different parts of the different plants are eaten as a food. Yeah, so the parts of plants which we use as foods are roots, stems, leaves, fruity vegetables, seeds, etc. Let us now learn how do we get this food. Yeah, so if you will see, then most of the people who live in India have the occupation agriculture. Yes, most of them do agriculture. Now you know what is agriculture. Yes, so agriculture is an occupation from which we get food items, means variety in food item. We also know that we get food from plants. For that purpose, what we have to do? We have to sow the seeds. Then that seeds are converted into saplings, then a plant, then tree. Then that tree gives us fruits, vegetables, whatever it is. If that seed grows into crop, then we get vegetables. Yeah, so agriculture is the occupation from which we get food. Mostly we get food from the plants, and for that, students, we have to sow the seeds or grains in fields, and we have to plant fruit trees in orchard. Orchards means बागायत, you know na, mango, आंब्याची बाग, केळीची बाग, that is called as orchards. Where fruit trees are grown, that place is called as a orchards. So we get food from this fruit trees also. Okay, now 60% of the land of a country is used for agriculture. Out of total land which is present in our country, that is India, from that total 100%, 60% of the land is used for agriculture. So at the beginning I had said that agriculture is the main occupation in India. Okay, now students, as we are using most of the land for agriculture, we have 2 agricultural seasons. Okay, always remember we have 2 main agricultural seasons in our country. They are Kharif season and Rabi season. 2 seasons. Now what is Kharif season and what is Rabi season? Let us study. So first we will study about Kharif season. So the season from June to October is called Kharif season. Means the season which we are experiencing now. I think so this is September. Yeah, so this is the season, as the September falls between June to October, means we are experiencing now the Kharif season. Now what is Kharif season? In this season, students, the crops are watered mainly by the rain. Yes, means nowadays is it rainy season? Yes, means we are getting the main source of water, that is rain. So in Kharif season, the crops whatever are there, they are mainly watered by the rain. Naturally they get the water. Okay, so that particular season from June to October is called Kharif season. Okay, so always keep in mind June to October, the season from June to October is called Kharif season. Okay, and in Kharif season the crops are watered mainly by the rain. So now there are few examples of the crops which are grown in Kharif season. They are rice, bajra, jawar, etc. Now let's move on to the next season, that is Rabi season. So the season from October to March. Okay, the season from October to March is called Rabi season. Now in this season, students, we mostly don't have rain. Yes? Then from where do the crops get rain? What happens? This is the season. October is quickly after rainy season. Yes or no? So what happens after rainy season? The soil soaks the rainwater and it collects that water inside it. Okay. So this soaked rainwater into the soil is used by the plants or the crops to grow, and thus that season is called as a Rabi season. Okay. So in this season, rainwater that has soaked into the soil, also the retreating monsoon, yes, and the dew, these are the three sources of water for the crops which grow in the Rabi season. Okay. So the season from October to March is called Rabi season, and in this season the crops mainly get water which has been soaked into the soil due to the retreating monsoon and dew. So the crops which are grown in Rabi season are wheat, jawar, Bengal gram, etc. And the fruits grown are grapes and oranges. Okay. Now students, there are still few months which are remaining. Okay. So there in these months also the crops are grown, and those crops are called as summer crops. So the crops which are grown from March to June are called summer crops. So this are the crops, or in this season whatever fruits, crops, whatever you all are getting, that are your favorite ones. What are those? Yes, mangoes and jackfruits. Most of you may like, you like to eat this. So the crops grown in this summer crop seasons are mangoes and jackfruits, and they are called as summer crops. Okay. Now in your textbook they have asked you one more question, that is, can you tell which is the season for growing rice? Yes, just now we have seen which season? Kharif season. That means a rainy season. So you can write there Kharif season / rainy season. Okay. So let us now study the next point, that is agricultural work. So we all know that farmer does farming, yes, and when he starts farming, that time each and every farmer wishes to get a good harvest, means good product, good yield, that is utpanna. Yeah. So you can see in the picture the farmer has sowed the seed, and now that seed has turned into beautiful crops. Means here he has got a good harvest. This wish each and every farmer has, because when they get good harvest, they earn a good income. Yes. Now what things are essential to get a good harvest? Yes. So see students, fertile land. Fertile land means the land which has proper nutrients in it. That type of land is required. Next, good quality seeds. Whatever seeds he is going to sow, that should be of good quality. Third, fertilizers. After sowing the seeds, he should give fertilizers to the land, so that fertilizers helps to get the good harvest. And the last important thing, that is availability of water. If there is enough quantity and proper quantity of water, the crops will surely grow properly. So if a farmer needs a good harvest, the four essential things are fertile land, good quality seeds, fertilizers, availability of water. Yes. Now it is also necessary for the farmer to carry out the task of tilling the land. Tilling means, you can see, loosening, making the land loose. Yeah. So when he has all these four essential things, he also requires to till the land. Yeah. Then what he has to do after growing the crops in the field, he needs to protect them, huh, from the insecticides and insects. Yeah. How to protect? By spraying the insecticides. Whenever after tilling the land, after sowing the seeds, his crops start growing, and when it is growing, he needs to protect it from the insects and from some birds. Yeah, so he has to spray insecticides to prevent them from or to protect them from the insecticides. And once his harvest is completed, he needs to store it safely. Yeah, whatever harvest is ready, that harvest he needs to store safely. And all these processes are important during his carrying out agricultural work. Yeah, so which processes are necessary? First, he should till the land. Yeah, that is tilling the land. Then sowing seeds. Which kind of seeds? Good quality seeds. Then adding fertilizers, means giving more nutrients to the seeds. Next, protection of crop. Once the crop starts growing, he needs to protect it from insect. Next, harvesting. Harvesting means removing or cutting the grass and removing the whatever crop he has cultivated, harvesting it. And then he needs to store that harvested crop or grains properly. Okay, so all these processes are very, very important. So, as we all know that the population of our country is increasing day by day. Yes or no? And it is a basic need of everyone that everybody should get food. As we have discussed earlier, we know that each and every person needs food to survive. So, as the population of our country is increasing day by day, you can see that still the need of food of all the people is being fulfilled. Means each and every human being or on the earth gets the food. And this has been possible because of the modern improved methods of agriculture. Okay, so all these modern methods of agriculture has made it possible that every human being living on the earth will get the food. So now we have learned that the increasing population needs are only met because of the modern improved methods of agriculture. Now let's learn about traditional agriculture. Traditional agriculture means the agricultural process which is carried on from the past, means whatever our ancestors or the old ways. Old ways of doing agriculture means what our grandparents have done. The same thing, if we are continuing with the same processes, then those processes or those rituals are called as traditional. Yeah, so like this in agriculture also there are traditional ways of agriculture. What are that? Let's study. So see, in the traditional method of agriculture, the first what they used to do, ploughing means this is the process of ploughing, taking bullock carts and ploughing the field. Next, tilling the land. Yeah, these were the processes, okay, etc., were done with the help of oxen. Now earlier there were no pipelines, then how to carry water to the fields? So a motte, that is a huge leather bags were there, and these leather bags were driven with the help of oxen. You can see oxen are there, they are going for walking further, then the leather bag from the well is coming up, it is been driven and the water is coming out of the well, and you can see through the channels it is going into the fields. Okay, so a mott was driven with the help of oxen, was used to draw water from the well. After the water was provided to the field or the crop started growing. When the crops were properly grown, then the process of harvesting was done. Yeah, so this is the process of harvesting, cutting the ready crops. Then threshing, etc. Threshing means removing the grains from those crop. Yeah, so this all methods of harvesting, threshing were done by the farmer itself or by his family members. Yeah, so the process of harvesting, threshing, etc. was done by the members of the farmer's family themselves with the help of the oxen. However, farmers now carry out all these tasks with the help of machines. You can see. So this picture tells us or shows us the different machines which nowadays the farmers are using, like tractor, machines of spraying insecticides, the different machine to remove the grains, you can see there. Yeah, so or to harvest the field. So these are the improved methods which nowadays the farmers are using. And traditional methods we have studied just now. They were ploughing the field, tilling the land, harvesting and threshing. Okay, so this is how we have studied the point traditional agriculture. So now what you are going to do, today's homework is to read page number 58, and whatever questions we have discussed, write the answers with pencil in the textbook.